Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Gnasty Gnorc is a simple creature.
Simple.
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. Ugly? That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
Okay, welcome to my childhood, the game, aka Spyro the Dragon. You are watching UnderPlayed, where we showcase a variety of games of varying levels of notoriety. I couldn't really call this an underrated game. This was a critical and commercial success of PlayStation generation, and birthed one of gaming's most beloved characters, who's been through a series of incarnations. Back in the days of the PlayStation 1, Spyro quickly became a mascot for Sony, and continued on to his own trilogy by Insomniac Games before being passed off for a variety of sequels that received mixed praise and reception, and then was rebooted into what I consider to be a very competent series in the Legend of Spyro series, and rebooted once again into his current incarnation, Spyro Skylanders, which I personally don't have any experience with. But this is the game that started it all, and not only is it the game that started this really long-running and very influential gaming franchise, it is actually the very first video game that I ever personally owned, or at least the very first console game. I think that I actually owned Pokemon Blue, that came in. Going around playing some games. Just a ton of fun just running around these open world environments. It's so gratifying even now. So yeah, this unique place in gaming history and my personal history is kind of why we're playing it today. This is something I don't do very often. I don't normally go back and do Let's Plays of games I've already played. I prefer playing games blind to kind of give you, a fresh insight, because a large part of our commentary on UnderPlayed involves review. And I think that first impressions are really important. But as I said, I am making an exception here just because this game is so influential to both me and the gaming world. And who knows? The times are changing, as it were, and maybe I can expose this Spyro to a new generation. Oh, it's Marco the Balloonist. If I was to prove my worth by rescuing 10 dragons, then I might be able to use this balloon to fly to a new world. Where am I going to find 10 dragons, I wonder? Love the art, love the music, love the design of this game. So free and open. You gotta bear in mind, this was for the, was it the 5th console generation? And the whole concept of these wide open 3D worlds was pretty new at the time. And this is where we're just moving up from side-scrolling platformers, and even if you are using flat graphics, if it's more navigating a series of hallways, not this really open atmosphere that we were getting from games like Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario, Super Mario World, so this is pretty significant for the time. Let's go rescue our first dragon, shall we?
Where's Gnasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
love the dragon's voice acting in this. There's so many different versions, like colorful dragon voices. We're the big tough dragons like this, and then we have some
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Gnasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
So that's about it as far as an in-game, not really a tutorial, but direction we get. And we get a couple minor tutorials from the other dragons, I think, as we continue to play. But this is long before the days of objective markers. And the thing that's fun about this game is that it's not something that really requires objective markers. It doesn't really require a whole lot more insight about how to play, or what the objective is, or quest tracking, or that. Really, so much of this game is just a visceral enjoyment of running around these wide open 3D environments, enjoying some fantastic music and artwork, and it's really just a world explorer for the most part. You know, it's a little bit of collective fun, nowhere near as grueling as something from like Rare, perhaps.
Hey, Spyro! Press the jump button twice to glide, and don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
There we go. A little bit more game advice. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We're gliding. Oh, so much fun. Now, just a little bit more of our little boilerplating getting out of the way here. We are playing Spyro the Dragon, but we're not playing it on a PlayStation 1. We're actually playing it on the PCSX-R, PCSX-Reloaded emulator. We are playing this particular emulator because this is what I found to be the most stable. It has the most options as far as high-level emulation goes, and most interestingly, as you may have already noticed, we're actually playing in widescreen. Spyro came out in 1998. I'm fairly certain it's 98 when the first Spyro came out. Widescreen was not widely adopted, and video games on the whole were confined to a 4:3 ratio. But thanks to the magic of emulation, we are able to play in widescreen, and it looks amazing.
Cool Flash! Do that again!
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Now they use the term boss very loosely in these games, and it's part of what really drove me to enjoy these. I was playing these games, like I said, it was my very first game that I ever played. So that I owned at least. I'd played games at friends' houses and stuff, but this was my first system, my first game that I owned. And so I wasn't what you would call like a pro gamer at the time. And I don't know if really anybody was. This is gaming as a hobby was a lot more. I would say it's in its infancy. It's not like the days of the NES and the Super NES, but when you're making a game that was marketed for a younger audience, trying to get a new generation of gamers, it was very relaxing. I had this kind of free and open pace. I could go around, I could travel and go to the worlds whenever I wanted to, explore as much as I wanted to, or as little as I wanted to. I like the fact that I didn't really feel confined by time limits or particular objectives.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Of course not. I'm perfect. I am fabulous. Okay, keep on running around here. The great thing about Spyro for me was that sense of freedom you got in exploring the environments, and also in the ways that you completed the game. It was pretty non-linear, not from a storytelling perspective, like what we might say about something like Mass Effect or The Walking Dead. It was more non-linear from you had choice in what objectives you wanted to complete, even what levels you wanted to complete. You could skip entire levels if you wanted to, depending on how much you had completed in other levels. I thought that was great. And the amount of detail worked in these worlds is just beautiful. Like, listen to this. Let's get close to this water fountain. You hear that? You can see that there's a little bit of water coming out there. They have animated the water textures. They didn't just put a little blue block there. You actually animated water pouring out there. You can hear the water going into the fountain. Again, a far cry from photorealism as we're used to in today's modern painting market, but for the time this came out, this was really top-notch stuff. And it's really impressive.